Michael Jackson wasn't just the king of pop. He was a financial phenomenon. His career, a masterclass in earning, spending, and complex deal-making, redefined the business of music. From child star to the world's biggest artist, his financial journey was as dramatic as his life. This series explores the multi-billion-dollar empire, album by album, revealing the genius and the turmoil behind the fortune. This is 360 Finance Plus. Make sure you drop a like and hit subscribe so you don't miss more of our finance and entertainment breakdowns. Now let's get right into it with the first era in the King of Pop's catalog.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you greet the Jackson 5?
Motown's hit-making machine generated massive revenue, but the young Jacksons saw little of it. Industry standards for child acts were harsh, with the group often receiving a minuscule royalty rate after deductions for everything from studio time to promotion. Estimates suggest the group sold over 100 million records globally, generating tens of millions in revenue for the label, while the performers themselves earned modest salaries. This foundational period was financially exploitative, but it provided Michael with an invaluable, if painful, education. It instilled in him a fierce desire for creative and financial control, a driving force that would define his business strategy as a solo artist. The lessons learned here about ownership and royalties would directly lead to his historic deals in the 1980s. Off the Wall was a major success, but Thriller was an unprecedented financial supernova that reshaped the music industry. With a renegotiated, unprecedented royalty rate from Epic Records, estimated at a staggering 37%, Jackson earned an estimated $2+ for every album sold. With Thriller's global sales exceeding 70 million copies, this translated to approximately $140 million for Michael from record sales alone. This era's wealth extended far beyond albums. The groundbreaking Victory Tour grossed tens of millions, and his landmark $47.5 million acquisition of the ATV catalog, which included Northern songs and a vast number of Beatles tracks, was a strategic masterstroke. This period marked his complete transformation from a highly paid performer into a powerful, equity-holding business magnate. The financial impact of Thriller created an entirely new economic model for pop stars. Michael broke down racial barriers in MTV promotion, which became a powerful revenue driver. He also pioneered the monetization of music videos and secured a then unheard of share of the profits from his merchandise. His partnership with Pepsi, while controversial, marked a new era of multi-million-dollar endorsement deals for musicians of his caliber. This period wasn't just about selling records, it was about building a diversified global brand, making Michael Jackson one of the first true multimedia business empires in entertainment. The bad era represented the absolute zenith of Michael Jackson's earning power and the beginning of his legendary and ultimately unsustainable spending. While the album sold an estimated 35 million copies worldwide, less than Thriller, his per-album royalty share was even higher. The subsequent Bad World Tour was a global financial juggernaut, grossing over $125 million and setting new benchmarks for live entertainment revenue. However, this period also saw his personal expenditures explode. The maintenance cost of Neverland Ranch alone was rumored to be $5 million annually. Combined with multi-million-dollar music video productions, unprecedented charitable donations, and an opulent lifestyle, a massive cash outflow was established that would eventually rival his immense income. The Dangerous album and its massive world tour were still hugely profitable ventures, but this era marked a critical shift from earning to leveraging. To cover a $20+ million lawsuit settlement and fund his escalating lifestyle, Michael made a pivotal decision. He leveraged his crown jewel, the ATV catalog. He merged it with Sony Music Publishing, securing a $95 million payday and retaining a 50% ownership stake in the new Sony, divided by ATV partnership. While this deal provided essential liquidity, it was a strategic retreat. He sacrificed sole control over his most valuable financial asset to secure immediate cash. This move marked the beginning of a dangerous pattern of using his music assets as a bank to cover growing personal debts and expenses. This era also marked a significant artistic shift towards overtly conscious themes, a precursor to the protest anthems of the History album. While Dangerous contained massive pop hits, it was also defined by songs like the environmentally pleading Heal the World and the racially unifying Black or White. This demonstrated a new priority in his work, using his global platform to address social issues, a trend that would become central to his later projects and public persona, even as his financial foundations became more precarious. Albums like History and Invincible were commercially successful, but failed to recapture the monumental sales of his 80s peak. His 50% stake in the Sony ATV catalog, now valued in the billions, remained his financial anchor, but it was also his primary source of liquidity. By the mid-2000s, his extravagant spending vastly outstripped his income from new projects. To avoid bankruptcy and maintain his lifestyle, he took on a series of high-risk loans, amassing a debt of approximately $270 million, all secured against his future share of the Sony ATV catalog. At the time of his death in 2009, his finances were a complex web of debt, lawsuits, and immense but leveraged assets. This period included his most explicit protest music, most notably Earth Song and They Don't Care About Us from the History album. These tracks tackled environmental destruction and systemic injustice with a raw anger that was both critically acclaimed and commercially risky. The massive production costs for their elaborate music videos were another significant financial outlay, reflecting his unwavering commitment to his artistic message, even as his economic stability declined. Michael Jackson's death was a tragic end, but for his financial legacy, it was a new beginning. The executors of his estate performed one of the most remarkable financial turnarounds in entertainment history. They renegotiated his debts, secured lucrative new deals, including the This Is It concert film, and launched successful ventures in Cirque du Soleil and music licensing. The masterstroke was the eventual sale of the entire Sony divided by ATV catalog for a staggering $750 million. In death, the king of pop's business acumen was finally vindicated. His estate transformed a nearly bankrupt situation into a multi-billion-dollar empire, proving that Michael Jackson's greatest asset was, and always will be, his music. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to 360 Finance Plus for more of our insights, breakdowns, and concept overviews in the world of finance and pop culture. See you next time.